Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to Movie Files. Elliott here to give you guys my thoughts on The Walking Dead episode number 5, which was titled "The Big Scary You." So tonight's episode was we were focused on three main areas. We spent time with Father Gabriel and Negan in the trailer. We spent time with Negan's generals of the Savior and the Sanctuary. We spent time with them, and then we had some moments with Rick and Daryl on the road. So overall, before I kind of get into the meat of the episode, overall I thought the episode was okay. There was some good and then mostly some things that were just kind of just flat for me. I'll just jump right in and talk about the good, which was Negan. We got a little bit more of Negan's backstory, which is, for me, I'm always a big fan of when we get these really good villains. They always have another side to them. They're not just always evil 24/7. They have been, they have a human side. And I think that was, and not necessarily a good side. We found out about Negan's background. He had a wife before everything went down, and she was sick, and he wasn't the best husband to her. He cheated on her and lied to her, and his biggest weakness was, as he was discussing with Father Gabriel, which throughout the episode, Father Gabriel was trying to get this confession out of Negan. And we found out that Negan's weakest moment was he couldn't kill his wife, which I thought was okay. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more complexity to it. Maybe there will be later in the season, a little bit more to talk about. Maybe he was just given that a line of a false line to Father Gabriel. We don't know. Hopefully, we get some more of his backstory, but. Again, now this is probably the biggest thing that we got out of this episode was a little bit more of Negan. Because again, personally, I prefer villains that have a little bit more complexity to the character, and not just always bad just to be bad. So I thought that was a positive of the episode. We got a pretty big reveal in this episode, in the sense that Eugene and Dwight shared a couple moments where Eugene finds out, kind of puts the pieces together that Dwight is the one within the group that has been given intel, and the rat per se in the group, and the Sanctuary and the Saviors, that Dwight has been the person behind all the things that's going on, and how Rick has been able to take out these outposts and things like that. So that was revealed, and we'll see where that goes. Because again, right now, Eugene's character, for me personally, I can care less I prefer if he was to die, because his character hasn't been really that interesting in my personal opinion. He's had his moments where he's been just a coward, and that's really what it is. And he had a moment to redeem himself back in season 6 when he was going to take the van and distract the Saviors from Rick and Maggie trying to get to the hilltop. But besides that, he's been kind of one note for me. So we'll see what he does with this information. If he reveals the information to Negan, if he uses it to his advantage, is he going to help Dwight out because maybe he wants to help Rick? Who knows at this point? So another thing for me was, like I said, we got Father Gabriel and Negan discussing things. And for me, another character that is just kind of been a little lacking for me in the storyline, and just don't know why he's still around, is Father Gabriel. Honestly, his character is just so it's confusing to me. It's just like he's a priest when he wants to be, and has his moments where he's holier than thou and wants to give people advice, and then he even mentions in this episode he's killed people before, and he's let his people down and had his people die. It's just like, to me, Father Gabriel, I don't know why he's still on the show. It looks like, from the end of the episode, he may have been bitten. He may have just been faking. We'll see. I mean, hopefully, again, there's certain characters in this show that I really don't care about, and when they're in positions, like when he was in the trailer with Negan, I really didn't care if Negan took him out, because it's not a character I really have a lot invested in and really care much about moving forward. So we'll see where that storyline goes. It looks like Negan has him in his cell, and looks like or captured, and looks like he's sick. He might have been bitten. When Negan, they put the guts on, which it always baffles me why they don't just do this every time they're caught in a position with a bunch of walkers just putting the blood on them. Again, I know Negan brought up that it's disgusting and all that stuff, but to me, it's just crazy they don't use that tactic every single time they're in a tight spot. But other than that, I know the big thing, a lot of people will probably enjoy what we got with Rick and Daryl, which was a fight. To me, it didn't work because, we've established since they last fought, when they first met back in season 1, and every single episode from there, when they kind of gotten on the same page, and the one big moment, back in season 4 or 5, with the whole Terminus storyline, where Daryl is split away from the group, and they get back on the road, and they Rick and Michonne and Rick and Carl are attacked on the road, and Daryl witnesses this, and they were able to get out of that. And Rick and Daryl have a moment, and they just tell each other, "Man, I love you. You're my brother." So ever since then, it's just like I don't know where this conflict is coming from. Again, it's just very kind of repetitive beats through the season. We've seen this same storyline, the same issue with Jesus and Morgan fighting with the whole should we let him live or shouldn't we? It's just kind of getting annoying, to be honest with you guys. I don't feel like it's an interesting storyline because we've seen it before. Grant, this is a little bit more pivotal characters having this conflict. But again, I mean, Jesus and Morgan did the same thing 2 episodes ago. So it's just like, I don't think this is going to be a big, if they make this a big issue, I think it's just lazy storytelling because again, we've established this. This isn't, it's called All Out War. This All Out War. This isn't Civil War with Captain America and Iron Man where they established this fight within this disagreeing and want to fight each other now. It's just like they are really brothers and they've been through a lot. So I just find it really odd that they decide to fight over this decision, which I think is just still so annoying. It's just like they want to keep some of the saviors, even though they're workers. I mean, they don't know these people. I guess you can tell, they give them the benefit of the doubt that these workers are good people and they're not necessarily bad people, but yet they're working with Negan. They can, I don't know. They have the numbers. I don't know if they really were good people. I think they would band together and just leave the sanctuary. But again, these are weak people. They want to be protected. I don't know. I just feel like it's just very frustrating to see these characters do this back and forth about letting certain saviors live and then letting the ones that they think are bad. Because I mean, seriously, what's the difference between what Simon's doing and what the workers are doing? If ultimately they're trying to survive for their life, they're in the same boat in my eyes. So I just think this is very repetitive. They keep playing this whole moral principle compass where we should kill people at certain times and then we shouldn't. Because again, Rick, you murdered people in their sleep in the compound a couple seasons ago and you didn't know if they were workers. I mean, they had guns, they were protecting the outpost, but they were demanded to. They were, controlled or told by Negan to do this. So it's just really baffling that they have this compass now and they choose when and where to kill people. Again, I talked about this a couple episodes ago about the whole when they're just shooting. They're okay with the shooting people in the open, but then when it comes to these kind of one-on-one moments and certain decisions, then they want to question what's going on. It's just like if you guys are all out war ready to take down Negan, you would think that comes at any cost, whether it be taken out, as Daryl pointed out, we have these we have this weaponry, 50 cal. We got some, different explosions. We can use this towards the sanctuary where we know where they are. We have Dwight. We kind of know where people are positioned. We might not necessarily take out a lot of the workers, but if we do, that's part of the war. I'm sorry. We're in the Walking Dead world. We're not in this everyday society where you're going to get arrested. I mean, I don't know where this moral compass is. It's kind of frustrating as a fan that they just keep going back to the well and going back to the same story beats. It's just like try something different. Which again they did tonight. We got a little bit of Negan's backstory, which I think worked pretty well. Again, it wasn't a lot going on in this episode. We got the reveal of Dwight or Eugene knowing a little bit more about Dwight and being that he is helping out Rick. We get Negan's backstory, and then we get Rick. Who knows at this point? Rick had his hallucinations a couple seasons ago. He sees a helicopter. That's probably one of the biggest questions of the episode is, what did that helicopter, where did it come from? What does that mean for future episodes? But besides that, guys, I thought the episode was it wasn't terrible, but at the same time, it wasn't the best episode. Again with Father Gabriel getting the confession from Negan, we get a little backstory. Like I said, it was probably a very interesting point that we get a little bit more layers to the character to Negan. But again, Father Gabriel, he wants to be a priest when he wants to be, and he wants to be a coward at other times. This is a very pointless character to me at this point. But enough of me and enough of my, overall that the episode was okay. I thought last week's was a really good episode. I thought we were going to get continue that momentum into tonight's episode. But, as I said last week, if you guys saw that episode, which I hope you did, to check out last week's review, but they tend to use certain episodes for filler or for setup. So we'll see if this episode hopefully pays off. So look forward into next week. Hopefully we get some more, Negan's backstory. We get a little bit more of where Rick and Daryl stand, and we see that, hopefully we get some stuff that we got 3 episodes left for the mid-season finale. So, You know, I want to know what you guys thought of tonight's episode. Leave it in the comment section, some theories, what you guys think, or what you guys hope to come for the rest of the season, as well as, you know, check us out on, continue this conversation on social medias. Follow us at Movie Files on Instagram, and then follow us on Twitter at Movie Files Live. I would love to continue that conversation with you guys. But I appreciate you guys watching this video. Go ahead and like and share this video and subscribe to our page, and we'll see you guys again shortly. Hey guys, thanks for watching that video. If you liked that video, go ahead and hit the like and share button, as well as check out some other videos we have. We got movie reviews. We just did a movie review on Justice League, and we have some other awesome reviews for some TV shows that we love. So check those out. And when you guys are done checking out those cool videos, subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate that, and we'll see you guys again. Take care.